Welcome back to That's What They Said, an educationally conversational podcast where we address all the things that aren't in the college brochure.
Hey guys.
Hey, feeling vulnerable,
feeling exposed, feeling really loud in my microphone.
I'm also feeling really loud. This is supposed to be what we sound like to you guys.
In case, wow, that's
turning down my
going in with the. In case this doesn't work and we're just going to be posting the audio file, we are currently in the process of trying to start with the video equipment.
And it's scary because I don't know if I'm supposed to be looking at the camera
or at each other.
Like,
I also still feel like I'm so loud.
No, I'd turn myself all the way down. But I think this will make it easier for me when I'm editing because I usually have to turn our voices up.
Probably because we've been filming the audio too low this whole time.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyhow,
I'm going to have to start telling stories to Julia looking at a camera, and I'm not particularly sure how I feel about that yet.
I'm looking at Kieran, who is looking at a camera. Like, I'm like, it's like a situation.
I also can't see what I look like, and I'm pretty sure I'm inverted, which is really sending me, and I'm really upset about it, but see if I care.
Well, I'm like trying really hard to not give you a side profile shot because that's not something that I want on the internet.
I know, like, I'm having to look forward, but, like, I'm going to side-eye Julia to look at her because I need to mog.
Like, let me just mog the whole time for, like, an hour and 15 minutes. Like,
you're just so, like, nonchalantly beautiful.
Like, this is what I look like all the time.
You guys are going to see me consistently shift around because I literally spit in this chair the whole time.
This is true. I usually sit with my legs up, like, up here.
On the
desk.
desk.
I'd be down here.
Yeah.
But I'll be trying to slay for y'all because I just want to be pretty for y'all. That's all I want. That's not true.
So on that note, episode 3, we are broke alpha,
and that's what they always say.
Still feels so loud.
Well,
is it getting like fuzzy for you when I speak?
I think don't be so close to the mic. Oh, hey.
Oh, me when I go.
Hey guys, this is what it's like to.
Me when I go limp.
Come to work with us.
Come with me. Okay. Anyhow, it actually does not matter at all. But the point is, today we're going to be talking about how broke we are.
Yes, financial tips and tricks of which we don't have, seeing that we are broke.
Right. So to start us off, Hilo Buffalo, hit me with it.
Okay.
Except I'm going to pretend that I'm looking at you.
Okay. And I'll pretend that I'm looking at you, but I'm actually looking directly in the camera. Let me think. My high, I think, was my contra dance. That was on Saturday.
I just looked over at you and you're like...
I'm literally like staring into the camera because I cannot let a bad shot of me be taken. This is
okay. Lock in.
I'm locked in. My high is my contra dance on Saturday. It was really fun, and all my friends came, and
this is true. We had a good turnout.
We did. All my like campus friends came, but also a lot of my dance friends from like the Triangle area came. The girlies, the band was really good. The college was really good. Linda, my queen. She was
something else. She really got me. She got me good.
I was telling Kieran this. I was in the bathroom before all the dancers came, brushing my teeth as one does.
Right.
And Linda, my queen, walks in while my mouth is full of like I'm brushing my. Okay, that was a little crazy. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm brushing my teeth, like mouth full of like stuff. And Queen walks up and starts a conversation about like, so how do you feel like about this? And like, what if I did that? And like, what are we expecting? And like, how many dancers and what dances do you already call? And I was like, girl. This is like not the time. Like I've been out there with you for like an hour already. Why are we having this conversation in the bathroom? And then she was like, so like what year are you? What are you studying? And I was like, girl, now is not the time. Like, and also all those people be asking me, like all the old people were in the middle of dancing and they're like, so what are you studying here at State? And I'm like, I can't breathe.
What not the networking mid-dance.
Right. This is not no. And because my like major and choice of study takes me like a second to get out. Like it's like a long statement, you know?
Yeah.
So anyway, my high was my contra dance. It was very fun. Also, I went to a party Sunday night with my PCM friends, and it was a pajama party, and it was really fun.
That eats.
And there was a cat on the way out, so that was really
yes, Mango. Was that the cat's name?
Yes, he was very nasty. My low is I had a sty for the past few days.
Oh yes, I do remember seeing that.
But she's on her way out, so
she's seeing her way out.
Right, this is an AB conversation. She needs to see her way out. I was concerned, seeing as we are recording with video. I was like, if I have to record the first video episode and my eye is swollen, that's going to be a problem for me. But that did not occur, so we're chilling.
It's okay. I woke up with these 2 random pimples on my chin, and it looks like a colon. I was like,
okay.
I was like, okay, ... Like, what are we doing?
Well, I like to think that when I get like pimples right here, it, like makes me like handsome Squidward. Like
you're like, oh, sorry, I can't talk.
Sorry. It's like just side profile shots the entire time. Absolutely not. You will never see that. Anyway, buffalo.
Yeah.
Let me think. Actually, can you do your high-low and I'll ruminate on what my buffalo is?
Sure.
Okay.
My low is that... Sorry, it scares me. I keep forgetting it's there. I'm so used to filming a certain way that I'm just really staring at it. The mic, that is.
Right. Some would say.
Some might suggest.
Right.
What happened this weekend? Oh, my low. Oh my god. Okay, so it's not really a low more than it is just like it wasn't a high like it was supposed to be.
Yeah, real.
Actually no, let me change it. My low is that I've been so exhausted recently. Like
literally week 1 and I'm like,
I don't know why. I mean, the first 2 weeks of like starting a new semester always gets me good.
I agree.
But it's really been getting me good. Like I have not been sleeping as much as I need to be, but that's like not even like by choice. Like I'm not like necessarily doing anything. I just like am not sleeping great and I'm so exhausted. Like I walked in to go see Julia today and usually I'm like, hey, and I walked in and I was like,
we just sat in silence for like 5 minutes.
I just deadpanned. Like I there was nothing to compute except for the fact that I was like, okay, so someone just walked by, looked at us and pointed. Oh. I'm feeling like there might be needs to be maintenance.
Hey, not in here though.
Y'all want to get on the pod?
We're working on it now.
We're working 9 to 5. That was our school play my senior year.
9 to 5.
Yeah, early art musical.
Were you Dolly?
Yep, I was the main character.
Yep,
I was. I wasn't in theater in high school.
Well, because you look just like her, so like I feel like that's like a good like typecasting.
Hold on now, Dolly. This is good because now I can do side by sides of our bit. So you're telling me that like I'm giving.
I was joshing. It's a prank. She eats though. Like
does she?
She wears a wig all the time. Like she eats.
Okay. Do I wear a wig all the time? Anyhow. Anyhow, okay, yeah. So my low is that I've just been so exhausted,
Okay, yeah.
barely getting through the day.
Right.
My high.
Yeah.
Low-key this weekend was a really good like social weekend. Like I kind of needed it after all of the things that happened last week. It was just a long week because it was the first week. But I saw people like sporadically throughout the whole. It was a long weekend too, like throughout the whole long weekend, and it was really nice because it wasn't like too much social interaction, but I wasn't just sitting there bored out of my mind. So that was really nice. I felt very like fulfilled in all regards all the way through. My buffalo is that I was talking to my friend, shout out Aiden. Hey Aiden. Not only did he repost my vlog onto his story and some of his friends followed the podcast account because of it, but I saw him a couple days later and I was like, hey, and he's like, hey, I've been binging the entire podcast.
And that's what I love to hear.
I was like, you binged 10 hours of the podcast? Because he's like on the Thanksgiving episode.
Me for real.
And that's like the 10th episode. I was like, okay, 10 hours of spare time. Like, hey. So shout out Aiden. Hope you're doing so well. Hope to get you on the pod soon. Hopefully you hear this. Yeah. Do you have a buffalo?
I do. I this is kind of a high, like a buffalo on the higher end of the spectrum.
That's
so
okay.
I guess it would be that way. But
teach their own.
Guys.
Sure.
I'm turning into one of those people that's like, the gym is like low-key fun. Like it's like low-key, I look forward to it every day. And now I'm like, no, I don't want to be I don't want to be a gym bro. And the problem
I've become who I feared.
Right. I like and I all the time I've been like, oh, the gym is so scary, it's so scary. What is actually not scary is the gym. Like the gym is not the scary part. It's the men
it's
in
the
the
people.
gym.
It's the people. The people are the scariest part.
It's not the people. It's the men. When I walk in and all I see are men, like as far as the eye can see, they're everywhere and they're all like, they're all like grunting, like, and I'm like I'm just like terrified. Like, and we like walk by and they're all like
with their muscle tees. Oh my gosh, yes. For those, in case this doesn't work, and for those who can't see us, we every time. So let me paint a picture for you.
Go ahead.
You walk into Carmichael, and we go down to the bottom floor where the locker room is because we usually get changed.
Right, because I have to serve every day. Like, obviously, I have to wear the sweater today.
Right, and I am lazy, so I just wear whatever I'm going to wear to the gym for the full day, but to each their own. And Julia's literally winning in that that side by side, but whatever. We go down the locker room to put our stuff away, and in order to go down the locker room, you have to like pass by where like the actual like weightlifting equipment is, like not the machines, but the actual like bars and the big
guys deadlifting.
Right, like when you think of gym, you like this is what you're thinking of when you're like laying on your back, and you're like rah, like pushing up.
Yes,
you have to walk by all those, and I don't think I've ever seen a woman in that entire like quad of the like hallway. And I kid you not, every single time we walk down the stairs, at least 10 people stop and follow us as we walk. It's like a full...
Right. And it's like, thank you. Like, I know I'm a baddie, but like also...
Like, you want me so bad, but also...
You're scaring me. Like...
I'm terrified because I'm
terrified.
I literally have watched people stop their reps to look up and be like, what are these women doing?
And
I was like...
Thank you, but like, no. But like, like, don't like acknowledge my presence. Maybe like in the gym, I don't exist. Like in the gym... That's not, you can't see me, obviously.
Because you're so skinny, you're barely there.
No, right. Like, you cannot see me. Like, if you just, like, glance, like, you have to, like, really stare.
You're like a fleeing thought. Cause it's
right.
Like
it's just,
I just,
like, that's what, they think I'm, like, a ghost when I walk by. That's why they're staring. They're like, what? They're like, I thought I saw somebody, but...
There was, like, a whisper of a baddie. I don't really
but
know.
Where did they go?
Where did the baddie go?
Baddies in the locker room.
Baddies in the locker... Don't confirm that, though. But,
oh
my God, funny story. Speaking of the locker room, so the other week, our friend Brady, if you checked out the vlog, you would know. Our friend Brady.
Love that girl.
Shout out. I shouted him out in the past like 3 episodes. He hasn't been watching any of them. And so I was like,
shocking.
Brady, WTF. Like, I've really been shouting you out like you actually hate me. Screenager over here.
Okay, I'm sorry. My phone's on Do Not Disturb today. I'm trying a new thing.
New year, new you. Whenever I'm on Do Not Disturb, you know that I'm not doing okay because I always put my phone on Do Not Disturb when I'm like really upset. So.
I know I do it when I send a text that I kind of don't want to see the response. And that's what I'm doing right now.
That is funny.
But I already saw
I've
the
also
response,
done that, so it's fine.
fine.
Anyhow, so we like go to meet Brady at the gym because me and Julia come from work to the gym, so we're already together. And then he like shows up from his apartment / dorm or whatever, and. So we're like, hey, see you upstairs. Like, just wait upstairs for us. We're going to go quickly drop our stuff off in the locker room and change. And I'm like, dang, got to hit the bathroom. Walk into the bathroom. Julia comes with me because she's getting changed. And I'm using the facilities. No toilet paper. None. Negative. Not even like where you can like low-key scrape the paper towel roll or the toilet paper roll. Like, I'm talking like bare bones. Like, there's not even like freaking cardboard in there. I was like, oh my God. What are we doing? And so I'm like sitting there like, just like, you know, like in SpongeBob when everything has a sound effect, just imagine like a glass clink every time I blink. I was like, okay. And so I literally go, yeah. No response. All of a sudden I hear, oh my God, girl. And then I hear, oh my God, girl. I literally see your dancing stuff all the time. Oh my God, girl, really? Like, let me totally send you an Instagram. And I was like, Julia, now is not the time.
Guys, I was washing my hands and I was like, look, like just like, you know, whatever. And I saw a queen walk by and I was like, oh my God, I know. Like, and she said, hey girl. And I said, oh my God, I have not seen you in forever. And so then we were chatting and she was like, we have got to get coffee. And I was like, girl, I will send you a DM. Like, we will get together. Like, we'll go dancing. Like, girl, like it's gonna be great. But like we've had like maybe 3 conversations. Literally. But we're like, yeah. And then Kieran was like
literally the worst time for her to decide to be social because I'm literally texting her like, Julia, I have no toilet paper. Julia, please see this. Julia, Parker Larson.
Come on, I gotta network with my girl.
Come on. And I text Brady and I was like, hey, like, about to hang out to dry. Like, I don't know the next time you're going to see me.
No, but then I didn't know which stall you were in. I was like, I texted you. I was like, where are you? So you moved your water bottle closer to the outside so I could tell where you were. And I was like, why don't you just say I'm in here?
Well, I literally was like, the same stall you saw me walk into.
That was like more than 30 seconds ago. I can't remember that.
Well, the best part is I text Brady and I'm like, hey, might be a minute. Low-key stranded in the bathroom. Like, no toilet paper. He's like, do you need help? And I was like, well, obviously, I'm not going to get out like this and go get toilet paper. Like, and he's like, okay, I'm on the way. And I was like, to the women's locker room? He was like, yeah, I'm a woman at heart. It doesn't count. And I was like, okay, yeah, let me know how that goes.
No. I can't.
Anyways, that was fine.
Anyway.
But all to say is, yes, the gym is terrifying, and we are convinced that we're going to go every single day of the week because we are gym bros now. Well, I think the most terrifying part is the muscle tees.
I agree. I don't really need to see your muscles. Like,
yes, I do, but also.
No, but I do, but it's scary.
It's the muscle tee meets the 2-inch seam shorts.
Oh my God. Like pick one, I think. Pick one.
Well, and also my favorite part is usually it's to do the wind resistance, like I need to be able to get my full pump in, and if I have a piece of cloth that is inhibiting my ability to push my third rep of 74.
God. It's like, I don't know.
I can't.
I don't know. It's like interesting. And like one thing about we're filming our vlog this week is going to be mic'd up at the gym.
Don't remind me.
Like stay tuned. It's not a pretty sight, I'm going to be honest, but
I'm going to be really vulnerable. Like this is a very vulnerable, like I got ready this morning like with the intention of being on the camera. Like I don't wake up like this and I already look scary. I
forgot that we were going to be on camera today, so I did not come ready to slay. But one thing about me in the gym is like I'm convinced that nobody should be looking at me, but if there is a young gentleman lifting a weight in my line of sight, I might be watching. I'm sorry.
No, I'm trying to get the proper form.
Right.
The right technique. I need to know the angle.
Like,
I need to know.
Inspo,
you need somebody to watch?
Like I need no, like in the sense that
guys, that's not.
Anyway, so finances below is what we're talking about today.
And so is their form. Low to the flow.
Me.
Me when I drop it.
Okay, I move the chair aside and I drop it on camera. Yes.
My favorite thing that Julia does is when I like mess up something and she goes, "Me when I'm a," and it was like, what was the one that I did? It was like lactose intolerant, and you're like, "Me when I'm cheese, that's dumb," or something like that.
Oh my god, I love doing that. Oh
that
my
made
god.
me laugh out loud, and I was like, I need to tell someone about this, but no one's gonna find this funny because they weren't in the conversation.
No,
but I laughed out loud.
Like, I'm sorry if you mess up a word. I will be pointing it out and making.
What did I say?
I can't remember, but it was good. It
between or like behind or like started with the B.
I think it was when we were talking about mac and cheese, and you were talking about lactose, but you said like
no. The other one that I did the other day where I was like trying to say between or like when I was behind, like
I don't know.
Do you know? But I was like, anyways,
in the sense that
hello, Mr. Beast. That's been my other one.
Going in with the hello, Mr. Beast. New vocal stem, and it's us. Hello, Mr. Beast. I can't.
I'm realizing now how many times I deadpan, and it's like, or how many times I like emote, and I'm like, that has to make zero sense for me.
It's so funny. There's somebody pressing a button that is like, say hello, Mr. Beast.
Used to say, I can't. The rat on top of my head. Yes. I am Remy. Anyways, finances below. Let me set a scene for you in specific. So picture this. I work 20 hours a week. So you must be thinking, wow, Kieran is swimming in the dough. Like, call me Mr. Scrooge the way I be diving in these coins. Wrong. Incorrect. Not true. And let me tell you why. So the way that it works here at NC State.
Let me tell you why.
I like to do this for dramatic effect. I think it's funny. And if it's not, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't really care what you guys think. So
yeah. Podcast over. So the way that it works at NC State is you get paid every 2 weeks, but you don't get paid for the 2 weeks that you just completed. So
it's like 4 weeks ago.
You get paid by like a month previous of that, or like 3 weeks before. There's like a whole thing.
It's
so when I was getting paid last Friday, it was not for the first 2 weeks of January I was getting paid. It was for the last 2 weeks of December that I was getting paid. Which is winter break. And I was not allowed to work for the last like 2 weeks of December because of the university being closed. I was only allowed to work like a specific amount of like specific day. There was like a day cut off. I could not clock in anymore, which was like, it like bled partly into the last 2 weeks. All that to say. So these past 2 weeks of January, I have been scrounging like you have never seen before. If anybody's ever seen Over the Hedge, there is a scene in which the RJ, the head raccoon of it all, is like, guys, look at all this human food, and like dumps the trash can. Everybody's like, ah! And they like, ah! What is the dory thing? Ah! That thing, yeah. And they like all go diving in it, swimming, and they're like, ah, cheese and cookies and trash. That was me the past 2 weeks because I go grocery shopping once a month. I do $100 for a whole month of groceries, which, by the way, I am the next couponer the way I can do that.
Yes.
I have not gone grocery shopping since November because I was just like using what I had and then also went home every now and then for the holidays. And so I get back and I was like, like I opened my cabinets to find cobwebs. And so I was like, right.
It's true.
But I wasn't going to go grocery shopping because I had no money because I hadn't been paid. Great. And so I'm like, it was bad. Like I was eating ramen for meals after like working out at the gym.
You know, that, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say this. Like, I think maybe my finances are in dire straits when I'm like, oh, I'm not eating lunch. I'm just having breakfast and dinner.
Yeah,
and then like I don't eat lunch, and then we go to the gym for like an hour and a half.
Yes, and then I feel like death is upon my way.
I'm genuinely like, I have to lock it after this. I'm gonna pass out.
No, like it's now or never. Like it's bad. And so I like let me get in specific. I went over to my friend's apartment and we made pancakes that morning. And she was like, "Oh, I low-key don't want these because they're gross." And I was like,
I'll take them.
I'll take them because I don't have food. And so I was eating quick mix, like it was like a quick mix muffins that we made into pancakes as breakfast. Julia had these leftover gluten-free bagels from when she went to Montreat. She's not gluten-free, and neither am I. And I said, I'll take those.
Yep.
They're not good, but I didn't have food. And so I'm like going through these 2 weeks. Everybody's pretty aware about how bad it is because they're seeing me eat things that are not for a full meal. Like cheese, like shredded cheese and a Diet Coke is not lunch. Like that's just like a mission. That's like willpower. That's call it girl dinner.
Yes.
And so I'm like, guys, payday is on Friday. I'm
payday.
like, oh my God, I'm gonna go grocery shopping. I'm about to have so much rice and pasta and meat and sustenance. I'm about to have a fruit. I'm about to be revived.
Yes.
I'm like, oh, it's Friday, girl. Let me check that bank. I open it, $39. My paycheck is $39, as in the 2-digit number, as in there is no cents, there is no number before that. It is just the single 2-digit number 39. And I said,
witnessed this occur, and I was like,
and everybody goes, oh. Everybody, because they all like. One thing about me
She's
is I'm
been hyping up this paycheck.
Yes, well, because it was like my own sense of like motivation. I was in denial.
Right.
I was like, it's gonna be great, it's gonna be fine. Let me clarify, I wasn't like dying. Like I had like one thing about me is that well, about my parents, they're Costco shoppers. And so when my mom texted me and said, hey girl, what you need, a few months ago, and I was like, oh, I low-key need some pasta. She brought over 8 bags of pasta.
Love her.
Shout out Amy. She is my ride or die. But so I had pasta, but you know, I was like, guys, this is gonna be it. Like this is gonna be the paycheck of the century. So now I'm trying to stretch $39 for another 2 weeks.
Well, because we're also going to dinner on Thursday with all our friends.
Yes.
So we'll be having water.
I will be breathing.
Yes. So delicious.
And what's also great is I have a car payment coming up in 2 weeks. So hoping and praying that this commission and overtime be kicking in.
Ooh. Yeah, that commission better be hitting.
Free, because I also couldn't work the first week of January. Oh my God.
Well, we've been working a lot lately. Like since we got back to school, we've been like locked in.
Yeah, but the week before school, I'll be getting paid for the first week of January, and the week after, and we weren't in school then.
Oh, shit. Oh, shoot. Guys, I'm sorry.
Hey.
I have a really hard time not cursing on the podcast, so just pretend like I didn't just do that.
Anyhow, so finances be low, and my life hack is rice and pasta. Rice and pasta, like, I can get 4 servings out of 1 bag of pasta, and that's my life hack for you.
I love
like,
that.
meal planning is, it's kind of it. Like, that's how I have to burp.
Right.
Surviving out here. One thing that you guys don't know, because there hasn't been video proof of it until now, is that I burp a lot during the podcast. True. You just don't see it because I step away from the mic, and I just don't acknowledge it. And I walk across the room. I burp a lot during the podcast. I'm a chronic burper. It's a really bad problem. It's genuinely like a actual issue that's been like addressed by my doctor.
We're
is I'm a belcher. Like I burp an ungodly amount.
Ungodly.
No, Julia can attest, and so can literally everyone else in my life. I never stop burping.
It's interesting.
It's really bad, and so I've like talked to my doctor about it, and they're like, low-key, you just might be cooked. Like, I don't really know what to tell you.
Sorry.
You might just want to, like, accept that one. But yeah, I burp a lot during the pod, and you guys just don't see it. But now I'm going to be exposed for the fact that I burp at least, like, 6 times a podcast episode.
I have to say, currently my nose is running. It's like, you know, so I've been wiping my nose. You guys, this is just us. Like, this is us. Welcome.
I am brave.
I am Bruce. This is who I'm meant to be. This is me. And that's us. And that's what I always say.
Anyways.
Well, here's some life hacks that I have been
and
living with.
utilizing?
Yes. Well, first of all, one is that somebody left a bunch of ramen in the break room and said free for the taking, and I said I'll be taking.
Yeah.
So
Your wish is my command.
I literally the other day you went off to a class or something, and I was still in the office, and I like went to go get ramen, and there was not a bowl in sight, and I said that's gonna be a problem. So then obviously I went to Drew and I said, Drew, do you have a bowl? And he said no. And so then I went to Abby, our boss, and I said, girl, do you have a bowl? And she said no. And I was like, okay, perfect. So then I went back to the break room, got a coffee cup. And I broke the ramen all the way up and stuffed it in there and then filled it up with water. And that was my ramen. And then it overflowed in the microwave. So then I did have to clean the microwave. And the guy, like, he's not our boss, but, like, he's, like, Ben, you know Ben.
Yes.
He, like, walked by, like, 5 times during the process of me making this ramen. And I was just sitting on the couch, like, hey. So there's that. My 2 other main life hacks. One is, where there will always be food is going to be at church. You go to church, those ladies will feed you. And this is like, maybe this is a little humbling, but I, one time last semester, went to church. It was like raining and like, oh no, this was not last semester.
Thunder,
this was like
lightning.
2 semesters ago. Yes.
Okay.
And I get there and the ladies of the church are running the feeding ministry where they provide food for all the unhoused people in the area. I walk in, I'm looking like, and
like that wet cat meme or whatever it is.
And Queen was like, she was like, oh honey, do you need something to eat? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, here, I have a sandwich for you. And I was like, I'm vegetarian. And she was like, that's okay, it's just a cheese sandwich and here's an apple and some crackers. And I was like, thank you. And I was like, you know what, I love you, girl. And like, also, we have our own kitchen, like PCM, my campus ministry, in the basement of the church. And I'd be going in there and looking in that fridge. There's always something. The ladies will put their like leftovers like from all their events in our fridge. So then genuinely I could live off of just what's in that fridge. Like there's always stuff. And
there's
like,
always something.
There's always something. There's always a snack to be had. My last and like major-ish hack is whenever I'm running low on food and I don't want to go to the grocery store, I text my sibling and I'm like, hey, can I come stay with you for the weekend? Let's hang out.
Missing you.
Missing you so much. And then I go over there and I eat all their food for the weekend. And that's what I do. And I don't have any food. So it's really, and I feel like I used to be very insecure about when I didn't have money and I couldn't get whatever I want whenever I want. But this is my truth. And I feel that we're all living it in college unless you're living on daddy's money. And if you are, I got a problem with you. But it's okay. It's fine. I accept you for who you are. I'm just jealous and envious in my heart. But like, we're all in this together. Yeah, that's how I feel. And now I'm actively witnessing a screenager over here with the freaking Apple Watch. What are we looking at?
Well, I just got an email to. Okay, you just got a new client.
I did?
Yeah.
Who? Let me hold on.
Career Angel AI. Oh, I just got a message to my personal email from someone saying, hey, Kieran, I want to move forward with this, but I don't ever remember emailing this lady.
What's her name?
Colleen Thomas? I don't know. She's with engineering. Hey, I'm just here. Anyhow.
New client.
Something I love my mother, love my father. Oh, I just got another. Oh, she said, woo. Love my mother, love my father. One thing is my mom goes, hey, I'm at the grocery store. You need anything? I'm like, actually, that's crazy because I need, and then I list 10 things that I need. And again, I love my mother because she is also a Costco mom. So then she brings me bundles. And then she's like, I also saw these and I thought you might like them. And I was like, I will now because it's food in my pantry. My other life hack is when people are like, wow, like take some leftovers. Like, and I take some leftovers.
I'm jealous.
Some leftovers.
Let me not close the doors.
I went to a vow renewal like 2 years ago now.
For
a year ago. My aunt.
Oh. I feel like you have 8,000 aunts because all the time you'd be saying you went to a wedding or like whatever, and I'm like,
I have 8
aunts.
My
aunts. Yeah,
I have 8 aunts.
Yep. Love those girls.
Or 7 aunts. I'm only in communication with 2 of them.
Oh,
but I biologically have 7.
I feel like I've definitely met more than 2.
Well, I have my great aunt, which is my mom's aunt.
Okay, and you know what? Love that queen.
We love Annette. Annette and Terry are so real,
and I want to be them. Like
when you grow up, you want to be. Actually, let me not. But yeah.
No, you can speak. You can speak.
They love pickleball. Is that something that speaks to you?
I don't know how to play, but I could get into that. Like, I could get into playing pickleball with my wife. Like, will see me, like...
Eat that down.
Yeah. I'd be fine.
They're low-key, though. I call her my aunt because I don't want to say my great aunt, but she's my great aunt. My great aunt. worked at IKEA for like forever and like founded her own
Wait.
department, and so I have like
Okay.
massive connections to IKEA furniture.
Well, let me tell you this.
Sure.
What is a little crazy is whenever I'm around Kieran's family and I'm like chatting with her grandma or her great aunt, Queen, both those queens, same age as my dad. And
Yes,
I said, hey.
yes, this is true. I have a very young family. My mother is an age I will not reveal, but
Nah.
my grandma is like 65.
Yeah.
Or something like
That's
that.
like actually ludicrous to me. Like what? Like me and your mom are of the same. You know what I'm saying? If your grandma is the age of my dad, me and your mom, you're like my child. Me and your mom are the same like level. Like
like what?
Like okay, picture this. Your grandma
Yeah.
is the same age as my dad.
Oh,
which
so
means
then
so both of their children, so me and Amy,
yeah, are of the same,
are
like
of
next
the
in the
same-
tree.
Yeah.
Yes.
So actually, I'm
You're my mother.
I'm your mother.
Your mom.
Yes.
Your mother.
And Amy's my twin.
Yeah. Low-key, Amy's all of our twins. I love
She's
referring
hilarious.
to my mother by her first name.
Amy.
I call her Mama, though, and that makes me feel very Southern.
Mommy.
No, I call her Mama.
Oh.
M-O-M-M-A. Wait, that's Moma. Mama. M-A-M-M-A.
Mama.
Wait, Mama has one. Wait, M-A-M-A?
Yes.
Hey, guys.
I call my mommy.
Yeah, this is true.
And I call my dad Papa.
Sometimes I say Mommy. Like, Mommy. I call my dad Dad. I just call him Dad.
I say, well, like, let's see. When he gets on the phone, I'm like, I say, hey, Papa, or hey, Pa, or hey, Pop.
My grandpa is Pops.
Yeah.
Well, actually, fun fact about my family is we all refer to each other for the most part by first names.
Love it.
None of us are grandma or aunt or whatever. Like, obviously, like, my parents, sometimes I call them Amy and Joe just because, like, for comedic effect, but I don't, like, refer to them as Amy and Joe.
They're so Amy and Joe.
They
though.
are
like,
so Amy
I've
and Joe.
I've never met a more Amy and Joe. Amy and Joe.
Well, and everybody loves my parents. Everybody loves Amy and Joe because they're
funny.
so real. And they're young, so they're very hip and cool. My mom one time literally came down in a pair of skinny ripped jeans and was like, am I hip like the girls? She's like, I'm trying to be cool and trendy as this set. And I was like, Amy.
Cool and
I was like, that is sister. I was like, you're literally younger than me. Like, I am the mother now. Like,
Wait,
you're so cool.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What do you want if you have kids who then have kids? What do you want
So
your
grandchildren.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I'll actually
Just
go ahead and
confirming.
leave. I'll just
If
go
you could.
leave. I'll just actually jump through that window
If you
right there.
could.
So
If you could, that'd be great.
What do you want your name to be as a grandparent?
Kiki,
Oh,
I think.
Stinky.
Well, I don't think I want to be referred to as Stinky. I don't think my children are going to understand the lore behind Stinky, and I just don't want to be referred to as Stinky, gross, nasty,
Rotten.
grandma, like disgusting, filthy, trashy.
Trashy.
They're like, hey, dumpster dive, how you doing?
Hey, Chopped. Hey,
Hey,
Hunk.
hey, loser. One of my nicknames is Kiki, and so I feel like, or Keeks. I get
Leaks.
leak. Okay.
I'm
There's
sorry.
a leak in the boat. Ah! You ever see that from Cloudy with Chance of Meatballs?
You love that movie. You like reference that movie all the time.
No, I do not.
Yes, you do.
Cloudy with the Chance of Meatballs?
Yes.
I like to reference the Jello because I just think that's so funny.
That's what I'm talking about. You
because everything looks like the Jello. I don't like Jello though.
I love Jello.
Hot take.
I love the texture.
I
Sorry.
don't. I really don't.
I
can't
don't.
eat
I don't
it.
care about the flavor. I love the texture.
I don't like any of it.
Anyway,
I think I'd have my grandchildren call me Kiki
Kiki. Yeah.
or Keeks.
I was talking to somebody. Can't remember who it was. Because I talk a lot. But I was talking to them about
What?
this. It might have been Blake.
Sure.
I don't know.
Hey Blake.
Also, shout out Blake.
He came up to me during Contra Dance and was like, I heard you guys talk about me in the podcast. I
Oh
was
my
like,
god, he's so adorable. I can't. Anyway, I was saying maybe my grandchildren will call me Juju, like how my friends do.
yeah, Juju.
Like, all my friends call me Ju, but like
Yeah.
my family like will call me Juju, and I feel like that like kind of resonates. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, that was just like a little question.
I like. Maybe I feel like I always make I post on my spam account like every week or like every like
I love
2
posting
weeks.
on my spam account.
One
Oh
of my
God.
favorite pastimes, but I always make an album for it and I name it something random. Oh, that's what it is. I made the album for your birthday when I was collecting photos Juju on that beat. But I spelled it
Me for real.
J-U-J-U, like as in Jew, like,
I like-
Juju on that beat.
Who was I?
And
Oh,
that made me laugh.
in Montreat, I was staying with which is the retreat that I went on with my campus ministry.
Yeah.
I was just explaining for those who may not have listened. I I was staying with the UNCW people that I like kind of know. Okay,
Yeah.
you hate me.
No.
No, I can see in your face.
No, you can't because I'm not looking at you.
I can see the side of your eye. Like for all the things that I'm looking at, I can see you. Anyway, and my old campus minister from UNCW was like, we were talking, and she's like, yeah, Julia like has her own podcast, and then she's like, wait, do you prefer Jew? And I was like, you know what? Yeah. And so all these people that I just met like called me Jew, and I was like, I love it. Like that's like that's what I like do low key prefer that. Like I like
You prefer Jew?
Yeah, I wish more people called me that, but I don't know how to introduce that now. Like I can't like make a public service announcement like, hey guys, just call me Jew.
Just call me Jew. Well, what's funny is like I've started calling you Jew to other people who like don't call you Jew.
Right.
Like some of my friends who are like they're friends with you but like not in the same way that like we are with each other. And so I'll text people, I'm like, yeah, Jew said blah blah blah, and they always think that I meant to say I. And so the other day, like for example, I was like, yeah, Jew's gonna go do something, and they're like, make sure you tell me all about it. And I was like, I'm sure she will, I guess.
Okay.
And they're like, oh yeah, slay, yeah, like try to cover it up, and they're like, low-key, I thought you just didn't know how to spell I. And I was like,
okay, guys, you don't get it. You don't get it.
I wish I had. Okay, one thing about me is I love a nickname. I love having a nickname. I love giving people nicknames. I love a nickname. Everybody in my life, for the most part, has a nickname.
I like that.
Obviously, Julia is Jew.
Obviously.
Brady is Buzz. Buhjj. Buzz.
Right.
Sarah is Sarah. Ian, I like just call E, but he doesn't get it. He doesn't.
I like
redhead Ian. That is.
I don't typically rage bait people, but there's no one in this world I love to rage bait more than that man, and we're not even friends like that.
I love Ian
Drozier. I swiped up on his story the other day of his car. He's like a car guy, and I said, "Okay, minivan, yeah."
It's not a minivan.
It's not a minivan. And he didn't like that. And I was like, "I love the sparkles on that." And he's like, "Those are raindrops." And I said, oh, "You should keep those sparkles. They look so good. It looks so pretty." I just love doing that.
I told him that his car looks like a hearse, and he was like,
"It does." It like the look he gets on his face. I love it.
He was like, "Die," and I was like,
"I love that." Anyway, continue.
I love rage baiting Ian Drozier. I don't know what I was saying. Oh yes, nicknames. What other nicknames do I have?
I call you Nasty.
You do call me but you call everybody Nasty. It's not like my nickname.
That's true. I do be calling everybody Nasty.
I have a lot of nicknames at home. The most famous one is Bugbear, which is my email.
Yeah. Bugbear at hotmail.com.
Gmail. Thank you. Put some respect on the name.
My laptop almost just fell off the table.
It's really embarrassing though when I go to the doctor or like all my financial records and like important things like is under Bugbear.
Because you're nasty.
I like schedule appointments and like, yeah, we have an email. And I'm like, okay, so bug a bear. They're like, okay, so I have Bugbear dot. And I was like,
so I have going in with the Bugbear.
Like, might as well just call me a loser. Like, I don't.
You're funny.
I have at least 20 nicknames at home.
That's
like
silly.
Angel, Lambut, Bugbear, Bug or Bear, Kier Bug, Sweet Girl, Love.
Classic.
I get them. Angel.
Wait, okay, can I list mine?
Yeah.
Me? Okay, obviously Jew.
Yeah.
Then Juju.
Yeah.
And then Cleo, my sibling, calls me Junus or June.
Mm-hmm. Do you get Jupiter ever?
Nope.
I'd be able to integrate that.
Okay. Also Dooya.
Okay.
Dooyah, because when Cleo was little, they couldn't say my name, so they said Dooya. So, and then that's translated to Doot. Doot.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was Doot.
You're just a sound effect.
It's just like that's what they call me.
You're like, yes?
yes, I heard my name.
Someone's phone rings and you're like,
calling me. I thought I heard my name. I'm sorry.
I'm just used to be calling at home.
That is funny.
Someone's alarm goes off and you're
like, I can't. Oh my god. Okay, what else? Jubal. I get that.
Okay. Jubilee? Isn't that a YouTube account? Jubilee?
Yeah.
Okay.
I get called. I mean, Jules, obviously, classic.
Yeah. Juju on that beat.
Right. I'm trying to think.
One of mine is Sissy. I get Sissy, but like sister, not like loser. Like, you know.
Sissy.
Yeah. My brothers used to call me Sissy, and then
that's really cute.
Like, hey, Sissy, and my aunt calls me Sissy. And then
that's funny, probably because you're the same age.
Yeah, my aunt is like low-key like 30 and I'm like 19, so yeah. But I also get Sissy Michael a lot because my brother's middle name is Michael. My youngest brother, when he was little, he thought that meant everybody in the world's middle name was Michael.
Oh, well, obviously.
And so he's like, oh, so that's when he was like trying to learn how to like say my actual name. He's like, that's Sissy Michael McLean. And I was like,
right.
Well, yes, it is. I am Sissy Michael. So at home I also Sister Michael. I can't. Do you think nuns ever go by nicknames?
I don't know, but I could low-key be a nun. Like, I used to, like, okay.
I don't think you could.
No, I think I could have the self-control.
Okay.
But, like, no. I think this all the time. I could, like, rock with being a nun, but then I, like, go to the gym and see a muscle, and then I'm like, no, I can't.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
I was going to say, you told me, make sure I stay off the apps. Quite literally 3 days later, you sent me a screenshot. And I said, oh, so that looks like an app to me.
Okay. No, I'm sorry. If I see a muscle walk by or a mustache walk by, I can't stop. Like, I have to look. I'm sorry.
You shouldn't be sorry. It's okay.
You're right.
You shouldn't be sorry.
Right. I rise.
I rise.
A woman
and
I
rise up. Rise like the day. Copyright. What time are we at?
We are at... Oh, that shot is actually horrific. We are at 40 minutes. Oh my god, me and I lose my voice because the shot is so bad.
Let me do like a quick summary of like 2 other points to at least pretend that we talked about something of substance.
No.
And then we can...
The thing of substance is you're not alone in being broke. Like, sister, we're broke too.
We're educating you on the fact that we are broke. Why is everything so expensive as a college student? Because my question is, I pay so much freaking tuition and I don't get a student discount at Wolfpack Outfitters.
So, no, that... Why is merch for my college, let me mark it for you, so expensive for me who goes to this college?
It makes me
so
mad. It makes me so angry.
Like, I like when I go to the thrift store, I look for anything red because I'm like, well, I can never afford anything that's in the freaking store.
Nope. And I got one time at the thrift store, I got like this 2XL NC State sweatshirt.
Yes, and that's a score.
Very large on me, so I don't wear it out in public. But I love it. It's very comfy, but it is NC State on it, so by definition, I do own it.
Well, the only real NC State merch I have is some that Santa brought to me.
Right, yes. I do take advantage of, like, on Halloween, they always do 31% off.
I like that.
On the 31st, so I do take advantage of that.
And also on the last day of the semester, they be doing, like, major sales, but still I can't afford anything because it's still expensive.
No, they have this like one section where the t-shirts are and you can get them for like $10 or something, so I'll go like for like a 31% off $10
yeah,
for a shirt. But I only own like 3 NC State items that are like branded NC State because it's so freaking expensive.
I agree.
I can't.
Anyway, once there was a way.
Notes app.
Notes up. Okay, guys, I actually wrote some down on my phone. I like sat down and like wrote them. Oh my god, Jay texted me back.
Fun thing about us that I don't know if this was ever known. I have a notes app, like it's called Notes app because I literally have the Notes app, and one of my Notes app is just our Notes app segments that I write in.
Wait, I wrote these notes on that guy that was like, "Can I play for you at a contra dance?" Gave me his email, which in solidarity with you is Pooba Puka.
Who is Pooba Puka?
This man who is at least 55. That's his email. That's gonna be you when you're 55. Oh my god, I have a funny notes app to share.
Okay, go ahead.
This is just like a funny thing that happened, and then I have a good question.
Okay, I'm ready.
So, I was in the shower the other day, as one is, and one thing about me, I do like I share a bathroom with people. So but one thing about me also is that this mic is freaking floppy. One thing about me also is that I will have my tunes cranked and I will be singing in the shower. I don't care that like you can hear me. Anyway, but I was listening to our podcast in the shower the other day because I listen to our podcast all the time. I'm sorry if that makes me self-absorbed. I just like it.
You made it.
I was telling somebody it's like if I read my own journal entries. Like it's like just like my thoughts like recorded. Anyway, was listening to it and somebody, one of my like sweet mates came in and was like, "Are you okay?" Because they like heard some like sound that we made on the podcast or like us like screaming or something, and they were like concerned that I was okay, and I was like, "Yeah, like hello." So then obviously I immediately turned it off and started listening to music. But I was like, "That is actually, are you okay?" And I was like, "Guys, I'm fine.
Literally fine.
Guys, stop." Oh my god.
Wait, what was the question?
No, the question is like an unrelated thing. That was just a story. I have another story, and then I'll ask my question.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm just like
you're fine, girl.
I'm just in a silly mood. At the contra dance, was dancing with this man, and He's a fantastic dancer. Like, shout out, girl. Like, I love dancing with you. Like, it's so fun.
Yes.
Was dancing at the end of the dance. King said, "Can I dip you?" And I said, "You sure can, sweetheart." So then he did, all the way down. Guys, he almost kissed me. Isn't that crazy? He dipped me, and then I got back up, and I was like, "What?" I was
like centimeters away.
I was like, "Oh, hey,
leaving
now is not
Rome,
the time,
leaving Rome."
Like, I know you want me so bad, but like, whoa, now is not the time, sweetheart. Anyway, okay, my question is, what type of flooring would you be?
What type of flooring?
Yes.
I want to be a cold hardwood floor.
Like what color? Like a dark stain or a light stain?
A dark stain, I think. Or, okay, wait. Well, there's two ways I could take this.
Okay.
I love the classics of like a spruce, like a dark wood. I would be a hardwood floor. Like, that's just gonna happen.
Right. No, I agree.
I think I'm sturdy, I'm reliable, and also I love the cold, and I just feel like that. Like, laying down on a hardwood floor, I feel like I have the same vibe as that. You are 100% a light stained wood.
Yeah,
because you just are. Like, you're light, you're like colorful, you're beach, like, and you're as a feather. I think I would be like a dark spruce or something.
I like that. I was thinking wood for me as well, but then I also, like the old like tiles that are like really cool and like weird designs.
Like the mosaic?
Yeah, kind of like that. I'll have to look up a picture while you share your notes up, and I'll show you. But I feel like I could kind of be that, but also I feel like that's too cold for me. Like, I feel like maybe that wouldn't be me. Like,
I'm so tired. You know what you also give me is like the checkered floor.
Really? Yeah. I can kind of see that. Yeah.
You low-key give checkered floor.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I like that.
What are my notes at?
Oh, like here, like.
Oh, okay, just kidding.
Sorry, like this, like
yeah, like a tile
moment. Yeah.
Your tile.
Yeah, but like a
decorative,
pretty
like a design tile.
Yeah,
You're a design tile. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, this is a story I've been waiting to share for like a month and a half now. I just keep forgetting to share it.
Okay.
So the other day I was waiting in the bathroom. This is like a traditional like there was nothing special about this bathroom outside of the fact that it was a bathroom. Just keeping that in mind.
And that's special.
And in the bathroom, there were 3 separate signs about choking hazards and how to do the Heimlich. And my question is how many people have choked in this bathroom that we needed to put
in the bathroom?
How many people have choked in this bathroom? Like it was like about food. They're like, make sure you're chewing your food all the way and swallowing.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm gonna be fired.
Yeah, you are.
Sorry.
Like 3 separate signs inside and another sign outside of the bathroom about choking.
Was this at a restaurant?
It looked like a cafe, like a coffee shop. I was like, why is, like, what event happened in here that we needed 4 separate signs surrounding the bathroom stall to remember how to like chew and swallow? So that really got me.
I actually don't like that.
I don't either. I was like, what is the backstory here, and are we okay? What else did I have? Oh, diagonals. Let me tell you something about me. Ever since, if there is one thing I've ever taken away from math, outside of the fact that a squared plus b squared equals c squared, is that diagonals are always going to be faster than going up and like to the left, or like to like take a corner. Like if you're walking, it's faster to walk diagonally across the square than it is to go around 2 sides of the square. And ever since I learned that in whatever grade that was, I have not stopped walking diagonal since. And I was thinking about that today because every chance I get, even if it saves me like 4 whole steps, I'm taking a diagonal. Even if it's unconventional or out of the way, I always take a diagonal. And I don't know when that became instilled in me, but oh my god, also speaking of instilled, I realized the other day that I've been saying installed instead of instilled, and I've been writing installed instead of instilled, and then my dad was like editing something for me, and he was like, do you mean instilled?
It kind of like is in the same realm of thing.
Well, that's what I was saying. I was trying to explain to someone the other day that I say a lot of synonyms for words that are like the 4th synonym down on a list. Yeah. Like installed and instilled, like in a roundabout way, mean the same thing somewhat. But like if I search synonyms for install is like very far down the list of synonyms.
I agree.
But it is a synonym. Like in theory, it means roughly the same thing. I think instill is closer to install than install is to instill. But kind of like how square is a rectangle, but a rectangle isn't square.
Yes.
Love doing that. Secondary. Also, I needed to point out, even though we're like at the end of this episode now, I've been touching my nose and I don't have a booger. It's my nose piercing flips out and it really bothers
Like,
me because
all
I
the
can
time.
feel it. Okay, yes.
You should get like a.
I know.
reading.
I keep forgetting to go do it. I have to just go do it. I just
Right.
keep forgetting
Just
to do
go
it.
do it, girl.
We should go do it this weekend.
I'm going skiing this weekend, but
Okay, I just meant like soon.
Like
the
on
point I was
Sunday.
getting at.
Wait, Cleo just texted me and said I'd be stinking today, and I said in a bad way, and they said yeah.
Oh my gosh! Speaking of lingo, I have recently
Lingar.
developed "you up, send rotten," and I think that is so freaking funny. To play on the "you up, send pics," I say "you up, send rotten" to
Because it's
Julia.
true. I texted my
really
mom today
funny.
and I said I'm putting in a request for Kieran and I that you send a video of Rotten today
Yeah.
because I need it. I need what would really go so far in my life is if there's a video of Rotten with its toes out like this and it's going. That's what I need. That's what I need.
I love it.
So nasty. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, not related to that at all, like whatsoever. I found a gray eyebrow hair on myself. I've been finding gray hairs. Eyebrow hairs.
I have come across a few on myself as well.
And I was like,
not an eyebrow hair though.
yeah, no, I've gotten.
That's interesting. Do you pluck your eyebrows? Oh no, you get your eyebrows done. Your mommy takes you to get them done, right?
Yeah, I also just don't grow a lot of eyebrow hair, so it's
That's
like
true.
very few and far between that they get like.
But
I have
grow a lot.
very curly eyebrow hair, and which is
Okay.
like it grows so long and curly. I just don't grow a lot of them. Like I just have a few hairs that just grow really long.
You
and
have to
curly.
like it's like having a comb over. You just have to like comb them in the
I
shape
know.
of an eyebrow.
I need to I just have to get them trimmed or learn how to do it because it's getting ridiculous and they like puff out or like up and it. But yeah.
I'm thinking of getting a haircut.
Like dramatically or just in general?
Like not dramatically, just like I don't know. I love how long my hair is, but the ends are low-key dead. I kind of want to chop off like that much, like kind of
3 inches.
Yeah, like kind of a significant amount.
4. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. I just
Below average size.
size does matter.
It does.
Spoon size matters. We talked about the spoon size matters.
Yeah, below average.
And I've been standing by it since
Anyway,
this whole time.
but I will not be cutting my bangs again or curtain bangs. I'm trying to grow them out because the hairstyles that I like doing now are more better without bangs. Like when I put my hair
Are
in
more
braids, I
better.
would rather they don't have bangs. And like when I do like a professional outfit, I feel like it's easier to do if I don't have bangs because then I have to do my bangs or my bangs get freaking greasy after about 2 seconds.
I sweat a lot.
Yeah,
I sweat a lot.
Bangs
so
in the gym is just not.
it's something, but I think
It's
the
not.
bangs frame my face better than how my forehead looks without them. So it's a give and a take.
No, I agree. Yeah, it looks really. Yeah, you need bangs. No, but like on me, like
All right.
I agree. I kind of like the way that bangs look, but
At what cost?
Right, the cost is too much. It's easier for me to maintain and like look good and put together if I don't have bangs, which is annoying because I I love a 70s bang moment. Like I love big hair.
Oh, I do too. I recently learned how to get myself a blowout with the Velcro rollers, and I haven't stopped.
I used to do a blowout like every 3 days, but I
Yeah.
don't have the time or the willpower to do that now.
Eat your.
Okay.
I have 2 more notes up.
Okay.
My first is Dakota Johnson.
What about her?
I love Dakota Johnson.
Let me look up a picture. Right.
Dakota Johnson and Jennifer Lawrence. She's the one that did Hunger Games,
Yeah.
right? I need them both yesterday.
Queen from 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Need them so bad.
She's
But
very
also,
pretty.
like, they are so my person. I want to be everything that they are in a lot of ways. Like, I love Dakota Johnson and Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah. I was just thinking one notes app that I would like to share is that I am lit for our our class on Wednesday.
Oh my
Guys, I need to tell you this right now. We walk into this room, didn't know there was a freaking basement in Nelson. We walk into this room and I'm like, okay, sit down. Baddie Central. Baddie Central.
She's not even kidding.
I like look around and I say,
There's like literally 80 kids in
Oh.
our class, and 50 of them are men. 20 of them are baddies.
This is like the ratio is so good. Like the ratio is, and I there's this man sitting like directly in my line of sight. The professor's standing behind him, so obviously I have to look right at him. He has this tattoo on his arm, and I'm like, oh, that is so cool. Go up after class, I say, hey, I just saw your tattoo and I really like it. And he was like, yes, ma'am. When I said hey, and I was like, as you should. And then, sorry. And I was like, what is it? And he was like, well, it's for my mom and it's for my sister and my dad and I have matching tattoos. And I was like, that is so precious. And then I left and I was like, you know what? Yeah. I
Need
like
him.
need about every single man in that class. So
need that. So yeah, tomorrow we're gonna be doing some rearranging of seats.
Oh, we're like we've decided to like schedule when we get there, so we can wait until after the baddies have sat down, so then we can choose which baddie to sit by. You know.
Yep.
Sorry guys.
No, we each have a baddie in sight that we are pining for.
Love
if
it.
anything, it's just gonna be a little sight for sore eyes.
Right, also, it makes me actually want to go to class. So
suddenly I feel.
Actually, I low-key
I actually
love
really
that
like
class.
that class.
Our professor's so cute.
It's bus 340. Bus 340. The information systems. It's like the Excel stuff.
Cool.
And we are like 1 week in, so it's like just learning how to like
easy.
bold font. But
Well, I've done all the work for 4 weeks in, so it's not.
well,
hard.
you've done the SimNets. You haven't done the actual assignments yet.
Yeah, but
yeah, that's different.
The SimNets are an hour-long thing that walks you through how to do all the stuff that we're doing in class. So I do know what we will be doing, and it's easy and it's fun, and I love Excel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Ow.
My last. Wait.
Once there was a way.
Oh, okay, yes. So my last notes app was to make sure that you're following us on the pod.
Oh my god.
At TWTS. Did I get you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay,
yeah.
yes. Is at TWTS pod on the Instagram. Make sure to follow our individual accounts that are in the bio, like our vlogs. We're gonna be posting 3 times a week now. So
Yeah, Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Monday,
people.
Wednesday, Friday. Will there be a vlog for tomorrow? I don't know yet.
What's tomorrow, Wednesday?
Yeah.
Oh. We'll film a little something.
We'll get something done. I don't know.
Don't worry about it.
I'm worrying about it.
I'm not.
What else? Am I missing anything? Make sure to follow our personal accounts, the Instagram. Check out all of our new season 2 stuff. New intro just dropped.
Yeah, let us know about the intro because one of my friends texted me and said I didn't like it. I said, oh. And I said, hey, do you have a podcast? No. So I don't want to hear it. But guys, actually do let us know, but don't tell us if you don't like it. Just tell us that you love it.
Yeah, somebody told me that they don't like the old intro with the music.
So what do you want me to do?
I don't know what to do in this scenario.
I can't win here. Like
Either way.
I have never edited anything before I started editing this podcast, and I never watched a video on how to do it. I just made it up, and it appears to work. So
when you're a nationally recognized or a globally recognized podcast, get back to me.
Yeah.
We have followers across the globe.
Globe.
In Kuwait, Canada, Australia,
Queen
Japan.
loves this. It's because I have friends that are either studying abroad or live in other countries. But I appreciate you girls. And you know what? We're here to tell you the truth.
Because they don't always get it right.
Bye.
Bye, guys.